Welcome, beautiful souls, to your July 2025 forecast. And we're going to look at a couple astrological transits that are going to impact you this month. And again, this is for the collective. And we want to start by saying happy birthday to our Cancers. So I hope you have an awesome birthday month and you receive all that you desire and more. And don't forget to check out the playlist for your sun, moon, rising, Venus, or other strong placements that you identify with to get more information. So there will be monthly readings there broken down by sign as well. So we're going to look at first this full moon in Capricorn that's going to occur on July 10th, and that's going to highlight your career and finances. So this is also going to highlight structures, responsibilities, and long-term goals. So the collective's being called to reflect on what's been built and what must be released to create success that aligns with your true purpose. Okay. Also, some of you may experience sudden clarity or closure, and this is going to be related to professional paths, obligations, or other outdated definitions of achievement. So Capricorn's energy really invites us to redefine success through purpose, not pressure. You're being guided to embrace conscious discipline and divine timing and let go of those linear timelines and call in quantum progress, so jumping timelines, by choosing alignment over effort. So this is really a time to anchor in the light codes of your sovereignty and allow that to permeate through your physical reality. And this is going to help you with goal setting, gratitude, and any clearing rituals. Okay, so career and finance wise, let's see how you're showing up here. Wonderful. So we have you closing out cycles here as well. We also have good luck and success coming through to you. So for some of you, this is going to be a very prosperous time here. And you are going to allow yourself to let go of things that aren't serving you. Okay. There may be a little bit of conflict here between your home and work environment. So we do see that coming up here, and we'll get you some guidance on that. So some of you, it may be a little difficult you may have like extra hours that you're working, or you may have some side hustles, your business ventures, as well as your 9-to-5, that you're trying to create some balance there because you want to see some progress in one or both areas. You may also have a plan that you've identified and established that you're really working hard towards, and we'll get you some guidance there. But it may be time for you to really like loosen up a little bit off of that plan here and just allow things to flow. Okay. What else do we have here? So we have victory. Wonderful. So we know that you do have some awesome things coming towards you. It's just a matter of working through things, and you have this opportunity here that's being presented to you to create that balance that's going to help you in the long run. And as a part of creating that balance, it's really about like what's not helping you at this time. What are you putting energy and effort into that you know is the time's up for that, or it's just not producing and it's not creating value for you. So those are the things that you're being guided to really look at and let go of anything that doesn't fit. Okay, so let's see obstacles, challenges. Okay, so we have the Knight of Pentacles here. So you may decide on a new path, or you may decide on new business ventures or opportunities that come up. You may even decide that you want to take on a different role within your employment situation, or apply for other positions, or take on other projects. So this is about you wanting to expand your finances, your path, your career in some way, and there may be a little bit of a struggle with you doing that, or you may just be a little unsure of how you want to achieve and accomplish your goals. So you may have some longer term goals that you've established and set up, and then now you're in the phase of like reevaluating that, like how much progress am I making? Is this satisfactory? Are there other things I can do or should do, or is this even for me still at this point? I'm also hearing like there's education and training involved here as well for some of you. So you may be considering going and getting additional certifications or licenses, or just learning more. I'm even hearing about like the stock market for some of you, or investing, or particular business industries. So yeah, there is this learning component here as well that may come up as a challenge. Also, as it relates to progress. So you may be thinking like you may not have enough knowledge or wisdom or information to make progress in the way that you'd like to see happening here. And it's not only about like getting education, certification, licenses. This is also about, some of you may be thinking about going back to school as well. Okay. So we also have the Three of Cups here. Okay, so for many of you, this isn't necessarily a time for celebration, and that's based off of your definition, because you may be considering or worrying about, even I'm hearing, your finances and increasing your generational wealth here and continuing to solidify your financial foundation. So you may be feeling like, okay, yeah, like now's not the time for me to be having all of these celebrations or splurging, or just, you know, spending additional money that, you know, I prefer to save, or I prefer to invest in my business. So I do see some of you sort of backing away from sort of, you know, the spending and vacations and celebrations and things like that. What else do we have here? So we have the Nine of Swords. Okay. And for some of you, it is going to be a little more difficult to let go of things and to really allow yourself to fully see what's going on and to see the entire picture. Because I'm hearing that some of you are like very much focused on these plans that you've set for yourself. And it is going to be a challenge for you to release a little bit of that and to surrender much of that, as much as you can. All of it is recommended, but as much as you can, surrender that to the universe and allow yourself to flow with life, and trust and know that the opportunities that come your way, the ideas that come up when you're being creative, when you're in flow, that is the universe responding to you. That is the universe providing you the opportunities and the next steps along your journey. So I'm hearing that some of you are taking accountability and responsibility for the how part, and that's the universe's job. That's your higher self's job, to divinely guide you, and the universe to provide to you the opportunities that are going to allow you to get to where you want to be. So there's a lot of stress and anxiety and worry that some of you are putting on yourself to figure things out. And I'm hearing like, stop trying to figure things out. We got you. We're going to guide you. We just need you to listen, to be open, to receive those messages, to continue doing your self-care practices. And the reason why is because it puts you in a state of creativity, a state of flow, a state of unconditional love. And that is where you allow yourself to replenish your cup, to refill your cup, to become whole and complete again, so that you're ready to take on the opportunities that come your way. Okay, so that's why I'm always promoting those self-care practices. All right, so let's see. Let's get a couple oracles here. Wonderful. So we have love. What else? We have boundaries. Okay. So you may find that you do need to create boundaries here so you can do more of what you love. Because again, you do have this plan here. And it's pretty grandiose, which is wonderful, because you should always be dreaming big, dreaming very big here. But you may need to set some boundaries. And we talked about creating, we talked about earlier, it's coming to me. Give me a second here. We talked about balance. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. We talked about you creating more balance in your career. And again, it may be like the career and family life that needs to create a little more balance, or just your career, your 9 to 5 versus your personal services and products that you offer on the side. Or you may have established businesses as well that you're executing. So there may be a need to create some balance there as well. Okay, so you may have to create some boundaries. so let's move to guidance here. Empress. Wonderful. Okay. What else? Before I speak to that. Okay. So absolutely, you're being guided to really nurture yourself at this time, as well as your ideas. Okay, so the biggest thing I'm hearing is nurture. Be there for yourself. Give yourself that compassion, that unconditional love, that understanding that when you are making progress, when you are receiving ideas, give yourself the strength, the courage, the bravery to execute them, to take that inspired action on them, to trust in yourself, and to trust that, okay, as part of this process, yeah, it may not work out. I may put, a service out there and, I'm expecting, to receive $100,000 off of that service, but it may not. You may receive $100, but it's about the process. It's about the journey. It's about you having that courage and bravery to put it out there and to offer it to the world, and then learn and experiment. Okay, so maybe that didn't necessarily work, so maybe there's marketing that you can do, or you can adjust it in some way. There's a lot of things that you can do, so it's not just about the outcome, it's about the process. Okay, so that's what I'm hearing, is that you trying things out and experimenting and putting yourself out there is what you're being guided to do. That's a part of the how that the universe is bringing to you, so that you can make steps forward. We also have the 10 of Cups here as well. That's wonderful. So I'm also going to bring in the family component here, because I know we're talking here about career and finances, but to me, this is about you, again, working to create that balance, not only within your career, but also with the family as well, because it is showing up here. And I feel this is also related to you trusting in yourself and in your abilities, and knowing that things will all work out in the best possible manner for you at that time. So it's going to show you exactly where you are, where you're vibrating, what's happening, so that you can decide, yeah, this is working for me, or yeah, I like this progress, this is satisfactory to me, or no, it's not. And what can I do to adjust? What can I do to change? How else can I experiment and shake things up a little bit here? So this is you keeping the faith, keeping the hope in your dreams. Because if you don't keep your dreams alive, no one else will. Okay? What else? We have the 8 of Wands here. Okay. And yes, again, this is about, now for some of you, let's talk about two things here. So some of you will receive some communication coming into you, and it can absolutely be positive, and it can be what you're waiting for. And then for others of you, this is about you refining your plans here and connecting with your intuition and source and your guides in how to best do that. But again, you can use your intuition here. So it's like, what is the priority to you? What makes you feel happy? If you have 3 different business ventures and you really only have time to support one, which one is going to work for you? Go by how you're feeling, what your intuition is telling you, what you have the energy and time to invest in. So refining your focus is going to be most beneficial to you at this time. I thought there was something else I wanted to say here, but I forgot it, so maybe not. If I think about it, I'll bring it up. But let's see, let's get an oracle here. Oh, so we have the High Priestess here as well. So calling in that intuition as well as your power, you stepping into your power, you trusting in your confidence, your abilities, your gifts, and your talents here, and going for it. If there is a position that you do want to go for, if there's a project you do want to take over or you do want to execute, if there's a business venture, you're really being guided to go for it and take inspired action toward it. Okay, because you could absolutely hear a great response to that. Okay. So let's move to outcomes here. What do we have by way of outcomes? So we have the Four Wands, wonderful. So you definitely are opening up new portals and taking that opportunity. Many of you are going to jump timelines and shift into that timeline where you are absolutely experiencing the fruits of your achievements, your accomplishments. You're feeling fulfilled here. And we also have you in this place where you have stepped into your power. You have taken that inspired action towards your goals, and you're continuing to build upon your financial foundation and creating that generational wealth. So this is about that fulfillment, that joy, that bliss, and you entering into that portal where all that is possible. And then you're receiving communications based on the energy that you've put out there and the desires that you've shared with the universe. That's all coming back to you at this point in time in a successful way, mind you. Okay, what else here? We have the King of Wands here. Okay, you are feeling passionate about these new opportunities that are flowing here and just life flowing through you. That is so wonderful. Okay, so I love this. I feel like this is a good place as far as career and finances are concerned. And we're going to move to this Mercury retrograde in Leo that begins on July 18th. And that's going to highlight your love and relationships. And it may bring communication challenges, especially around matters of the heart. Okay, so there may be some misunderstandings or delayed conversations. And you're being invited to slow down and reflect on how authentically we're expressing ourselves in love, passion, and creativity. Okay. Also, you're being guided to work on the heart and throat chakras. So use this time to heal any self-expression wounds and reclaim your joy through your inner child work, as well as refining your creative voice. So speak only from truth and listen with your higher heart. And know that this is an opportunity to turn to divine play and celebration as an act of spiritual devotion. So absolutely getting more of those self-care practices in. And I'm hearing that that may be something that you do with your partner here. Okay, so if, working out or taking walks or being out in nature is something that you enjoy, you may decide to incorporate that into your date nights or incorporate that into something that you do with your family, okay, and with your partner. Okay, so let's see how you're showing up here. It's the Page of Wands. Wonderful. So creative, enthusiastic, confident. There may also be some communication that you receive here, and it could be positive, very positive communication that you've been waiting on. We have the Justice here as well. So yeah, things are balancing out. And to me, this is about you having the strength and the courage to commit to whatever plans, whatever goals, whatever you visualized for your relationships. And I'm saying relationships with an S because of this is also when I see like love and relationships, that to me also means family. So your relationships with your children, with siblings, with any soul family, as well as your romantic partner. So that's why I say relationships. And some of you can have multiple romantic relationships, no judgment here. So just take it how it resonates. We also have the strength coming through as well. So there may need to be some conversations that are had here. And again, they can turn out to be very positive for you. They can be constructive. So when I say like, okay, you may have some things that you're working through here with your partner, that doesn't mean that it's going to be in a negative way. It could be just things that come up that you realize and recognize that need to be addressed. And you're deciding to talk through that with your partner. So we have Scissors. So disappointment in some affair. Okay, and some of you, all right, it may go in a different direction here. So we do have that coming out. and we'll definitely get you some advice here, and that kind of leads us into our challenges here. But I feel like this is all in the way that you view it, okay? Because just as a part of being in a relationship, having a partnership, yeah, there are going to be those moments where you have to have those tough conversations or those challenging conversations. So, you know, it can still, it's the way that you frame it and the outcome. So your attitude, having those conversations, and the way that you're able to work through them with your partner here. So we have the Queen of Wands here. All right, so you will be guided, and you may be challenged in some way to be more comfortable with yourself, to have that strength and courage to bring up those things that are more difficult to talk about. Okay, so that may be a little bit of a challenge for you. We also have the Page of Swords here, and you may spend a lot of time in your mind, potentially overthinking things. For some of you, you may not be as honest with yourself about things that are going on or things that your partner may bring up. So honesty may be a little bit of a challenge here. Also the need to, and I'm going to say this in a different way because we're looking at challenges. So just if there's any selfishness, self-centeredness, cockiness, you know, those things may tend to bubble to the surface here, and that could be you displaying those behaviors or your partner displaying those behaviors. So those may be some of the types of things that come up and come to the surface that you may want to talk through with your partner here. So again, we're looking at challenges that may come up. And then we also have the Ace of Cups here. So yeah, definitely healing and just an outpour of emotion may come up. So as you are working through these challenges, it's really going to be, again, how you frame that and how you decide the attitude that you bring to the discussions here. Because if you're able to do that and discuss things in a constructive way, you're going to have a better opportunity for a better outcome. If you're approaching these topics in a sensitive way and you're being understanding, you're calling in the divine masculine and divine feminine aspects, and being emotionally intelligent in your conversations. So you may need to be assertive, you may need to be clear and direct and communicate your position, but then you're also being guided to call in those divine feminine aspects of being understanding, being compassionate, being open to listening, to hearing information, to hearing different positions, different perspectives, to looking at things from different viewpoints as well. Okay, so let's see, let's get an oracle here. Okay, opportunity. Wonderful, because that, I feel like, is exactly what I'm saying here about, like, this is all going to, this all depends on how you are approaching the situation, your approach to addressing some challenges here. Okay, so there's definitely opportunity in anything that comes up as it relates to love and relationships. So you don't have to always view it from a negative aspect if, you know, there's a challenge. And we're just looking at some guidance here. Okay, so you're definitely being guided to try to balance your emotions and to be emotionally intelligent in these conversations. So if you're not familiar with emotional intelligence, that's definitely something that you should look up. And just at a high level, it's really about understanding your emotions, because sometimes we don't understand how we're feeling, but it's so important to understand your emotions and how you're feeling, and also understanding clearly, accurately other people's point of view and how they're feeling, and then creating responses that are win-win based off of the other person's needs as well as your needs. Okay, so that's a very high level definition of emotional intelligence, but you know, again, if you're not familiar, definitely look that up. But I see there is this opportunity here to regulate emotions as you're having these difficult conversations. Also, reflect, go within, do your self-care practices, and I'm always promoting meditation, so that is something that, you know, I will always promote. It's going to be so beneficial to you, not only just in having better relationships, but having a better relationship with yourself and connecting more deeply with yourself, your intuition, your guides, and source. Okay, but this hermit is that reflective piece that's allowing you to gain introspection as a part of this process. So you have more information, more knowledge, more wisdom to work with to help you resolve any issues that come up. We also have the Five of Swords here. So in this process, if you're having these discussions and your partner needs a little bit of space, they need a little bit of time, then you're being guided to allow that. Allow them to process things. You don't have to work through everything and resolve it right at that point in time. Absolutely, that's idea, but it may not happen in reality. So if your partner does need a little bit of time, or if you find you need a little bit of time, you're like, whoa, I didn't know, okay, we need to talk about all these things. So yeah, let me process this. Let me go and just take a little bit of time to myself to process things and figure out what I want to do and how we can resolve things. Then allow that space, allow that time for both parties, for all parties to reflect and come up with win-win solutions and ideas that you can then come back to the table and discuss. Okay, let's get another oracle here. We have high frequency, leveling up, moving forward with grace and watching the miracles unfold. So wonderful. So I feel like this really aligns with this process of you staying on a higher frequency, choosing your attitude, being emotionally intelligent, managing your emotions, and understanding that others have emotions going on here as well. So you're managing your emotions as well as others, and you're not allowing yourself to be triggered by others' reactions and emotions. You're keeping it cool. You're keeping it balanced. Okay? So let's move to potential outcomes here. We have the Two of Wands. Okay. So you're going to have some choices here. I think some of you are going to be pleasantly surprised. Everything's going to work out quite nicely. You're going to get that passion back. You're going to really just have this renewed sense of commitment with your partner here. And that's going to really show through your passion and your love. Others of you, there are going to be a couple decisions that you'll have to make here. Overall, you definitely have the opportunity for success here and to continue to strengthen those bonds within your family. You also are able to transform. So here as well, so we saw with the career and finances, you're stepping through a new portal. So we also have that here as well with the depth. So transformation and change. So anything that's not serving you and your partner and your family unit, it's time to let that go. And I feel like for some of you, this is going to be like old traditions and things that you've been doing because you feel like you have to, or you feel like that's just a part of the family and that's what, you know, you've done in your family or your partner has done in their family. But it may be time, like, yeah, that may be part of these difficult conversations that need to be had so that you can find new traditions and what works for you and your family. Okay, but yeah, there's definitely this transformation piece here to open that up. So anything is possible. And you can create new traditions. Okay. So let's move to July 24th with this new moon in Leo plus a Pluto opposition here. And that's going to highlight your spirituality. So this new moon births a bold, heart-centered new beginning, but there may be some challenges. So Pluto's opposition brings up shadow work, power struggles, and buried emotions. The collective is being asked to confront their fears, reclaim sovereignty, and rise into unapologetic authenticity. Okay, so this new moon also is going to highlight a portal into your higher destiny. So in the fifth dimension, you're being called to embody divine courage and rebirth your identity and align your life with your soul's mission. So this is a time really for sacred rituals, creative declarations, and quantum level transformations. So again, creating those new traditions. We just spoke to that, but that also applies to your spiritual growth and development, as well as creating those spaces that work for you, right? Also, we talked about raising your frequency, jumping timelines here as well. There's opportunity here for that with your spiritual growth and development. Okay, so calling your star family, your spirit guides, and your higher self to assist you in dissolving illusions and anchoring your true light, right? And let's see, so we have the Six of Coins here. So we have the star family, your soul family showing up. This also confirms the shadow work that was mentioned here, and you connecting with your inner child. So your inner child may need some healing. They may need some guidance. This is also a time for you to really give yourself what you need, okay? We also have the King of Swords here. All right. You are being guided to do what works for you. And you may need to consider a couple different approaches, a couple different options. You may need to look at a couple different areas of spirituality and growth. It could be religions, just whatever you're into, because everyone's not into the same thing. They don't believe the same thing. So I don't want to start, listing out things, but just whatever from your spiritual growth perspective, whatever it is you are. Some are just spiritual, like myself. But yeah, you're being guided to really explore that and expand that, because there's so much knowledge and information to be gained. And you're being guided to go on that journey, to allow yourself to be this butterfly where you are transforming and growing and learning more and more and more. And as a part of that, you're taking inspired action that's guided from your spirituality, from that place of unconditional love, and allowing you to achieve and accomplish more and more and more, as well as expand your consciousness in the process. We also have the Five of Coins here as well. So this is quite literally focusing a little too much in the day-to-day and the material world and trying to manifest material things, and you being guided to focus a little more on your spirituality and your growth and development, okay, from a spiritual perspective. Okay, so what else do we have here? Spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness, and understanding. That is so crazy, because that is so crazy. Things just always align. They always align, because that is exactly what we're talking about here. So that is just that confirmation coming out. So let's look at some challenges here. So we have the Four of Coins. Okay, so not only with the career and finances are you being guided to run things through your heart chakra, keep that open, but here we see with the spiritual development as well that you're being guided to open up your heart and ensure that your heart chakra is balanced, as well as your crown chakra. Okay, so again, we talked about there may be some different philosophies, there may be just different beliefs that you have, and you opening yourself up to those things. It is coming up here again, how you may be holding on a little too tightly to particular traditions or belief systems or values here, and you're being guided to just allow things to flow, allow yourself to receive more knowledge, more wisdom, and even downloads from your spirit guides from the other side, because there's so much information that your guides have for you. that your higher self has for you, and you're being guided to open yourself up to receive that. And you can do that through the self-care practices like meditation, journaling, anything where you feel as though you're being relaxed and you're quieting the mind and you're enjoying yourself and you're just experiencing joy. Okay? What else? We have the Tower here with that transformation and change. Wonderful. And okay, so this is our challenge area. Okay, so some of you it's going to be a little difficult for you to open yourself up to different beliefs, to different, more knowledge and more information. So we do see that is going to come up as a challenge for you, but know that it's going to happen anyway. So life is going to divinely guide you into that place where it happens. You're going to be sort of forced into that awakening, or you can allow it to come. You can allow yourself to open up to more. Okay, so it's totally up to you, and it's not a bad thing either way. It's just that if it typically when it's sort of divinely guided, like there may be points in times where you're like, whoa, I didn't expect it to happen like this, or this is new to me, or like, yeah, I feel like I could have had a better experience with this happening. So again, just allow it to happen and be open to it. Okay, so we have the Three of Coins here as well. So there's more knowledge, more learning that's available to you. And if you allow yourself to be open to it, you're going to find exactly what is for you. Whatever this is, because it's going to be different for everyone, but however you feel divinely guided to explore and expand your consciousness and grow your spirituality is what's going to work for you. Okay? So let's look at what kind of guidance here do we have? Balance. Wonderful. All right. And what else? The Three of Swords. So I'm going to speak to this Temperance here, because you are being guided to create balance again. So you have balance, balance, balance everywhere. So that's likely the key word for you this month, is just work on creating balance the best that you can. And it's going to be perfect for you. So no worries there. Don't stress over it. Just do what you can do. We have the Three of Swords here. So there's healing happening here. And we did speak that there may be some challenging situations, some challenging conversations that will be had this month, but you do have the opportunity to heal and to grow and to connect more deeply with your spirituality to help you process the things that do happen and allow you to be more connected to who you authentically are. So anything that's going away is divine guidance, and it's because it's not serving you anymore. Okay, and you're being guided, and that's allowing more blessings and abundance to come through to you. So again, it may not seem like I said, with the Tower happening here, like it may not seem like initially that, you know, things are going in that direction, because there may be some hurt, some pain involved here. But know that along that journey, you will shift, you will start to heal, you will allow yourself to receive that loving, healing energy. And that's really just guiding you back to your authentic self, so that you are able to continue that healing process and become whole and complete. And ready for the next journey here. All right, so we also have this Five of Cups here as well. So yeah, there could be a little bit of disappointment, a little bit of sorrow. If there is a separation that happens here, we do see that, you know, you are being guided to just work on your healing and create as much balance as you can. Okay, so let's look at outcomes here. So you have the Ten of Swords. So you absolutely have the opportunity to allow burdens to go away and allow yourself to step into this place of healing. But it is going to be up to you, because this is all up to you. You have free will. You can do whatever you want to do. But it is going to be beneficial to you to allow that healing to occur and to really work on connecting more deeply within to help yourself through it. We have the King of Coins here. Okay, so some of you are even going to connect with a partner that is a provider, a protector. They have a strong financial foundation. They could very well be wealthy. They may have a successful business. They may have a home or homes. Yeah, there's definitely the opportunity here to connect with someone on a deeper level that is like, I mean, a king, basically. We also have the Seven of Wands here. And I feel like for some of you, this is you as well. So you stepping back into that power after a little bit of a shakeup here. For others of you, if you don't necessarily, you're not in a partnership or that's not your story, you still have the opportunity here to come out as a king, to come out stronger than ever, to come out as one that is stronger financially speaking, one that is more enlightened from a spiritual perspective, as well as one that has a stronger home and family base and environment. Okay? And then we also have the Seven of Wands here. So excuse me, some of you may decide rather quickly that you want to shift and you want to go in a different direction here, or things may happen. Like we said, we do have this Tower coming out, so things may happen in your environment that cause you to really rely on your spirituality. Okay, so that there's opportunity there again. So it's really in the way that you look at it. For anything that's happening, you can always go within. You can always connect more deeply to your higher self and guides and source to receive that unconditional love and support that you may desire externally. Okay, so let's get some oracles here. We have the universe. Thank you so much for that message, because that is really, I love this message here, because this, I feel, is a very strong message to all of you that remember who you are, remember what you are a part of, and that you are source, and that you have infinite wisdom, guidance, and possibilities available to you. So the universe is here. It's saying, collective, what do you desire? What do you need? How can I be here for you? Okay, what else? We have becoming something new. That is so wonderful. And that really fits with this month's message, because you're really stepping into a new portal from different aspects. We have energy, you paying attention to your energy and how you're feeling here. And that is something we touched on several times here, and that is that reframing conversation. So as things are coming up, as things are happening, reframing that in a way that it presents as an opportunity for you, as opposed to something that's holding you down, that's, you know, making you feel bad, that's, you know, keeping you stuck or stagnant. Okay. And we have 77 with spirituality. Wonderful. All right, so I am going to put a link in the video description to look at the master number 77. So if you are interested in that, take a look at that video. If you want to Google it, go ahead, do that. But there is going to be some messages there for you. And let's see. I feel like this is a wonderful way to end. I do want to say again, happy birthday to the Cancers. Have an awesome birthday month. And thank you all so much for watching. Have a wonderful month. Take care.